Okay, so let's take a look at some of the remaining types of questions that you're going to have for the IELTS reading comprehension. All right, and yes, be patient. We're going to go through the strategy for each question type, but we're just taking you through it step by step, and then we're going to go through the specific strategies for each type of question and show you examples of how to do each type of question type. Because as I told you, this is a complete course. And when you take this course, you're going to learn exactly what to do and how to do it. All right? All right, so let's take a look at what we're looking at first for the question types. We have our table question. This is a question that sometimes looks like this. You'll have a table. Sometimes there'll be a box, some box squares. But basically, this question goes in order, but this is called a table question. Next, we have our sentence completion question. Our sentence completion question goes in order most of the time. With this type of question, basically what they're doing is they give you the first half of a sentence, and you have to look at A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and determine which part is the second half of the sentence. So to do this question properly, you have to find the keywords for like number 31. You have to find those keywords in the reading passage and then read the sentence where you see those keywords, and then you'll know which of A, B, C, D, E, F, G is the missing part. Okay? So we're going to go over that in more detail. Next, we have our matching question. Sometimes it goes in order. Sometimes it doesn't. So just be aware of that. But your matching question is pretty much exactly how it's described. When you look at number 31, you have to be able to know which of A, B, C, or D is a match for number 31. So what that means is you have to find the keywords in the passage for number 31, and then read that sentence where you see the keywords for number 31, and you'll know which name belongs with number 31. So also keep in mind, with this question, you have more questions than you have answer choices. So that means somebody's name is going to be used twice. Sometimes it might be the other way around, where you have 4 questions and 6 names. That means that 2 of the names are not going to be used. So just keep that in mind when you're doing a matching question. Classification question. This question is not asked a lot. It's not asked a lot. It's not that complicated to do. It goes in order some of the time. But basically, like for number 1 here, you have to know, does this information about John Williams, is it classified under biology, chemistry, or sociology? So you have to know how is it classified. Okay? Next, we have a diagram question. A diagram question is basically the same as a fill-in-the-blank question. Don't be confused by the diagram. The diagram is helpful because it can give you a good idea of what paragraph or paragraphs you should be looking at, because the proper paragraph is going to be describing this diagram. And you have to be able to know what answer goes on the blank line. So it's basically a fill-in-the-blank question. But you have to be aware that a diagram question does not have to go in order. It does not have to go in order. It's possible to find the information for number 19 before you find the information for number 18. All right? But you handle it like a fill-in-the-blank question in terms of strategy, in terms of looking at the keywords in the question, and then locating those keywords in the passage, and then finding the correct answer choice. We have our paragraph location question. It's not in order. This is a really difficult question. Very, very challenging question for most students. Very challenging. Basically, with this type of question, you have to be able to, for number 27, you have to know which of the paragraphs is the information for number 27 mentioned. And the trick with this question is that it doesn't go in order. So the information for number 27 might be in paragraph F, and the information for number 28 might be in paragraph A. So it doesn't go in order. So that's why I've told students, you don't do this question first. You save this question for last in this question set. You know, you would do your fill-the-blank question and your yes, no, not given question, and then do your paragraph location question last. because then you would have looked at a lot of the passage, and you'll be able to do this question easier. But it doesn't go in order, and it can be difficult. Next, we have our summary question. Sometimes it goes in order. It kind of depends on which reading passage you have this question. If this question is in reading passage number 3, most likely it doesn't really go in order. If it's in reading passage 2, maybe it does. If it's in reading passage 1, which is rare, then it probably goes in order. But you can have this question 2 different ways. Sometimes they'll give you possible answer choices in a box, and sometimes they won't. But you basically have to handle it like a fill-the-blank question, but you have to be aware that it does not go in order a lot of times, and this can make it difficult because they're just taking different sentences from different paragraphs, smashing it together, and creating a summary. So that's what you have to think about with this question. And then we have our pick 2 or 3 from a list. All right, and sometimes this question can be a challenge for a lot of students because you have to be able to. Sometimes it's helpful if you look at the question and you know the keywords from the question and you know which paragraph it's coming from. But you have to be able to just pick the 2 correct answers for this one. You will pick 2 correct answers from the choices of A, B, C, D, E. But again, this question does not go in order, and this question can be a challenge or be kind of difficult. So just be aware of that. All right. So those are our IELTS, all of our IELTS question reading question types. And now we're going to move on and go into our specific strategy for doing the different types of questions. So thanks a lot. I'm glad to have you in the course, and I'll talk to you again soon.